Hi there. In this video, I'm going to take you through the basics of strings in Python. Strings are one of the most important object types in pretty much in every programming language. So it's really important to understand how they work and how does Python really understand them, because then you and I can easily transfer what we want to say to Python, smoothly and without much errors. So let's get going. So if you haven't seen my PyCharm video, go ahead, click on the link up the top right. I have taken you through how to install PyCharm. So let's get going. Here I am in my main folder. I'll just expand it so that you can see where it sits. What I'm going to do, I'm going to right click on that one, say new. I want a new directory because this is how I'm trying to organize my code. I'm trying to put every session in one directory or a folder so that it looks really neat. Okay, so directory number one, strings and Python. Okay, you can see that that folder pops up here. I'm just going to right click again and say I want a new Python file, call it one strings and .py. You don't need to type .py, but I just did it. Okay, so let's just make this smaller. That gives me this one underscore strings.py, which is where I'm going to start coding. If you haven't seen my previous video about the print function, I highly recommend you to go and check that one out. I spent around 6 to 7 hours preparing each video, so I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. You don't have to, but that would be a really nice gesture from your side. Okay, so let's go and say print hello world. And if I run this, I told you that there are two types that you can run this. You either go to this run and click on the top one, underscore strings.py, and that will show you hello world here. The other way would be just to go run and run again, choose the .py file that you want, which is this one. Okay, so now I've got a Python backend running, which is great. But today I'm going to be talking about strings. So let's just make a comment. Let's strings. All right. So a string in Python is essentially anything that, as a human, we want to tell the computer, this is what I said. Not necessarily, we don't want the computer to understand it as a number or a different thing. We want it to understand this is what I want you to show or tell the people who are going to be running this program. For example, I want you to say, hi, dear user. And if I run that, I will get hi, dear user. Does Python really understand what hi, dear user means? No, it's just going to copy what I want to do. So, but I've talked about this extensively in my previous video. So what I want to show you is that we write strings in Python, for example, hello, between either double quotation marks, which is what I have here now. I've got double quotation marks, or you can put them easily between single quotation marks. Python doesn't care, but we care, and it will become more important as we go on. Why? Imagine this is the sentence that I want to say. I am a mechanic. Just imagine this was the sentence that I wanted to see here printed. I want the word mechanic between quotation marks. And if we know that Python only accepts strings between quotation marks. So if this is a string, I need to put everything also between quotation marks, because otherwise Python will be like, well, I don't understand what is I am a mechanic unless you put it between quotation marks. So, but you see what happened. Mechanic is in white right now because Python says, okay, I understand that you have a string from here to here. I am a space done. And then you have a word mechanic, which I don't understand what it is because it's not between quotation marks. And I've got an empty string here as well. So if I cut this, let's cut it and try to print it, see if it's going to work. Python says, sorry, this is a syntax error. I can't really print that because that's right. As I told you, this is one string and this is an empty string and this mechanic thing is in the middle doing nothing. So if you were to do that, you need to go with one quotation mark string so that Python will understand. Python will be like, oh, okay, you have a bigger string and you're trying to print something in quotation marks. Let's try this one. There we go. I printed I am a mechanic in quotation marks. Could I do the opposite? Could I make double quotation marks here and single quotes outside? Of course you can. So if I run that again, I can press this one. Look at that. Now I am a mechanic in 2 quotation marks. So you remember that. If you need to print something actually in quotation marks in the output, you need to alternate between single quotes outside and double quotes inside, or or vice versa. The next thing I want to talk to you about is numbers as strings. Because if I go print 100, I will get I'm a mechanic from the top, so let's ignore that. But print 100 will print 100 for me. Okay, so if I go print 100 in quotation marks, is it going to be different? No, I'm going to get the same thing because Python does not care at this point of time. Can I say print 150? Am I expecting to get 150? No, I'm not, because I have put 100 plus 50 inside quotation marks, which means Python, I don't want you to be a calculator for me. I just want you to print whatever I'm telling you to print. But if I were to remove that quotation and that quotation, look at this. I will get 150 because I'm actually using Python as a calculator. This is then just about numbers and strings. But how can we concatenate strings? Concatenating strings means essentially putting them together, joining them, adding them together. So if I go print hello, which is one string, let's run this. So I'm a mechanic from the top here. I have print 100 plus 50 from here, and now I have hello coming from here. So if I were to say print hello and world, just imagine I don't want to put like this. I don't want to do this. I just want to put 2 strings. I can easily say print hello plus world, both of them between quotation marks. Oh, look at that. I got hello world, but without any space in between. So there are 3 ways that I can add a space there. I can put a space here. Let's run that. Hello world with a space. Or I can put a space before the W, okay? Hello world. Or even much more interesting, I can add another string, another empty string with a space in it like this. So I have hello plus a space. I'll get the same thing. I think now you know that if you are dealing with strings only, and I repeat, strings only, you can add them together. If you're not dealing with strings only, then you can't add them. You can't say print hello plus, in this case, plus 5. Can I actually do that? No, I can't. Look, I am a mechanic is okay, so this runs. 150 is okay, this runs. Hello world is okay, so that's okay. When it gets here, it says, sorry, type error. Can only concatenate string, not integer, to a string. You can't add a string to a number. So if you were really, really wanting to do this, you gotta say add hello to number 5, and you will get hello 5, if that's what you really want to do. Okay, so now that we're confident about what we know so far, what I will do, I'll print star 50 times so that when I run it, I will get this line. I just wanted to print this so that I can say what is typed above and what is typed below. They're different. What I want to show you is the backslash, maybe the role of backslash in strings. So if I want to print, say, hello world, I will run that. So after that star line, which is this line, I'm getting hello space world. What if I wanted to get hello in the top line and world in the bottom line? How about that? There is a very magic character in Python that will allow you to do that. All you need to do is type backslash, and Python is very aware now. Ooh, there is backslash now. And type N. Look, the color changed. Look at it again. Backslash, still green. When I type N, it becomes orange. So Python is like, oh, I know what you mean. Backslash N sends anything after that to the next line. So in the next line, I should get a space, world, exclamation mark. Let's run it. Look at that. I got hello on the top line, which is easy. I got a space, world in the next line. Well, I don't really want this space, so let's get rid of that space. Hello, world. That's pretty good. That's pretty easy. So you don't have to just, fudge around finding your way how to send stuff to the next line. What if I wanted to say, I am a teacher and love my I love my job. So please subscribe to my channel. What if I wanted to send, so please subscribe to my channel? First, let's run this. Okay. I'm a teacher and I love my job, so please subscribe to my channel. If I wanted to send to this next line, backslash n, and if I run it, look at that. That's my first line. So please subscribe to my channel is all in the next line. The next challenge I have for you is, what if we wanted to add 4 characters before a line starts? So you know that is the tab character. So if I come to the beginning of this line, I think you can see my indicator there. If I press tab on my keyboard, that pushes things 4 characters forward. So let's go back. In Python, if you want to do that, use backslash and T. So I'm going to do that. Backslash T. It's orange again. Look at that. Backslash T will move this line only 4 characters to the front. Look at that. Haha. I'm a teacher and I love my job starts 4 characters after the beginning of that line, which is amazing. If I wanted to move this one as well, I need one backslash n to take it to the next line, and then I need another backslash and t to move it 4 characters forward. Pretty easy, isn't it? I think so far you have identified that whatever I put after this backslash will have a specific role. So that backslash character is very important for us. Say, if I wanted to say print I'm a teacher and run that, I will get I'm a teacher. Because I have double quotation mark start, double quotation mark end, and this is single quotation, which is okay. But I know that Python accepts single quotations for strings as well. If I do this, there is something wrong. Python is like, you started a quotation, you closed it here, and you have one quotation here doing, I don't know what it is doing, because it doesn't understand English as a language. So if I really have to use single quotes, and I want to use this single quote because I am, the contracted form is I'm, what I need to do is to put a backslash. And then Python says, okay, I now understand that backslash means that don't really disturb this sentence. Make it I'm a teacher. And one last thing. This is a backslash, and I want to show it. And I want to say, this is a backslash. I want to print this sentence. But Python is like, oops, this is a special character. You can't really do that. Well, if you're not going to allow me to do that, I'm going to put another backslash, because the first backslash is the one that Python understands as, okay, do whatever that the user is telling you after this. And I'm saying, okay, print this. I'm going to run that. And I'm saying, this is a backslash without any problems. Because if I did not have that first one, and if I run it, Python says, ooh, end of line, vol scanning, string, literal. There's a syntax error. You have a backslash and you're not telling me what to do after it. Backslash is a magic word. You know that. You can't just use it and do nothing after that. I'm like, oops, sorry. This is a backslash for that backslash. And I will just get one backslash. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you understand and practice these little things, because becoming a Python developer means that being on top of all these little details. So if you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. I'm doing my best to help everybody out there trying to get a job with Python developer or data scientist. So thanks a lot and goodbye.